Ah, that probably would do it. Somehow lost its source. So on my end, it looks like it's good, but you guys please let me know if things look okay on your end. Yay! Okay, so yeah, so I need to do fish setup. That is what my job currently is. As we start to put all the puzzle pieces of this game together, we've got we've been working for a while on all kinds of separate components to this game, and it's now time to start bringing everything together. Which means we had our our 3 or 4 test fish that we have set up that you guys could go play in the demo. By the way, go wishlist if you haven't wishlisted yet. If you're playing the demo, you'll see there's just a couple fish to catch and like a rudimentary quest to go catch them all, that type of stuff. And the point of this game is that it's a collection-based game. A little bit of Pokemon-ish influence going on, even though I don't personally play a lot of Pokemon games. That was Nick's original pitch. So we got to give you stuff to collect. So that is what I am working on. There's lots of fish that we're putting in the game. Eventually, I'd love to put more in. But that all depends on, actually releasing the dang thing. Because we've been working on it for a while, long time. It's larger than anything we've ever done before. So, that was a little bit scope estimation problem on my part. But again, we kind of didn't really know what we were sort of making. I mean, we kind of knew the direction. Game development's weird. You can start thinking that you're going in a certain direction and you have an idea and you got like stuff that you start testing, right? But that testing will sort of lead you down tracks that you didn't really consider, and then you've got time and money that are limited, so you have to kind of decide of like, well, given all the time and money in the world, right? Like basically what Nick kind of pitched was like Wind Waker scope. And that was just, after a couple of years, it became very obvious that our small team could not do that. There's just no way that we were going to pull that off. So it was time to start scoping down, changing things a little bit. Became more action and collector than it did story-based, quest-based. I mean, there's still going to be quests and stuff, but it's not going to be the main focus of the game, of a big, giant narrative we're trying to tell, simply because we don't have the resources to do that. So we're scoping down, and we're putting fish in, and that's what I'm working on today. All right, so we did the Zucco. By the way, feel free to ask me any questions you want. Oh, I need to switch over so I can see both chats because we're streaming to messing around with streaming stuff today. So we got streaming set up for Twitch and YouTube. So if anybody stumbles on us over into YouTube, you can, start following us there as well. I think eventually what I also need to do is hook up Steam, because it would be good for people to be able to, see that we're doing. We are developing. It's not like we're sitting around doing nothing. It's just this game is very large, much larger than anything we've ever done. So a small team is gonna have to take a while, unfortunately. All right, so here's the Zucco. We did the Zucco. There's the Weary. We got the Weary set up. There's the Tunbrod, which is called the Zipper. Sarah called him the Zipper. He's set up. The Tadfish is now set up with the new fish shader on it, so he's got his glowy parts on. And now we got the Smilo. Look at this guy. This weirdo. Fun little guy. All right, and let's see. You know what? This is gonna be tough, but I need a third monitor. That's bad. So, chat. I think I'm gonna have to. How am I gonna do this? I can't keep an eye on 2 chats and have my documentation up. So, I guess what I'm gonna have to do is choose to deprioritize. You know what I'll do? I know what I'll do. I'll make this one really small. And this is going to have to do. And then I'll put this chat. No, not that one. I'll put the other, this one. This one. I'm going to have to put over here. Make it teeny tiny. No, that's not. No. That. Like that. Alright, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I can at least see all the stuff I need to see. Okay. Alright, so we are setting up the Smilo today. Or what Sarah called the Smilo. It was her internal name. And what did I have this locked in as? The Ata. Because this guy's a tropical fish, so his name is more Maori inspired. So, let's rename him. Rename his folder. So we... Ata. And then inside of here, these guys, I'm going to have to get rid of these, but I'm going to leave them for now as my base to remember how she did that, because the materials, oh, she did sort of, she's missing some of the materials. So they're in a different spot is what's happening. Their textures. Where are their textures? Smilo textures. Alright, so we're going to copy that. Yeah, and she didn't pick out stuff. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go put that into the prefabs folder because we're keeping some of the stuff together. Oh, this is a medium. It's not. We're going to paste the textures in there. Okay. So I think before I do that, let's go look at what this is kind of green pink because she didn't name these. I guess that would be teal probably. Yeah. So this teal is common. And uncommon, she is yellow blue. Nope. Yellow. Yep. So this guy is yellow is uncommon. Rare is, I don't know what you'd call that. Red? Pink? Must be red. Yep. So this is rare. And it looks like we got a bonus one in here. So we get a shiny. A shiny for you guys to catch. An extremely rare one. Which will be fun, right? I mean, that's, like I said, I don't, oh, I gotta get back to EJ here. Okay, so we did Epic. Epic is purple. That's rare. Oh, maybe we don't have a bonus one. Maybe I miscounted. So rare. Oh, this was epic, right? Epic. Well, maybe we do have common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. Yeah, I think we do have one extra. She has like a gray one in there. I'm going to say gray is supposed to be common. Right? So maybe I'll redo that. I got to redo this guy anyway, so I get to pick out, what texture goes with what. Keep getting notifications for stuff going on. Yeah. I have another meeting at 2 today, so I'm going to have to... It'll probably be like a 2-hour stream, at least a 2-hour stream today. Not a nice long one. Hopefully next week I can get back to nice long stream sessions where I just crank through a bunch of this stuff. And let's see. So she has a texture for gray in here. But maybe that's not what I think that is. What did I call common? God, I keep doing that. Well, that looks like that to me. Four, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6. There's a bonus one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so she didn't use gray. So leave gray. I think gray actually probably should be common. So let's do that. Let's rename that one. That one's... No, you can't do that. You gotta do this first. For now, I'll call this one shiny. And then gray needs to be common. So legendary was what would she be? That it's kind of that blue purple. That one. Okay. Oh, somebody left me a message here in Discord. What's going on there? Okay, nothing. No emergency. Okay. I'll wait on that. Okay. So for now, shiny's that, and common is that. Or that's my plan anyway. So common here is, we'll actually get a different material applied to it. All right. People need to stop bugging me. What is this about? Software shipping. Software update. Okay, good. That's a school thing. I don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. All right, going from the top of my list. The animator's all set up. That's already done. We got to combine the geo. Again, just a reminder why I'm combining the geo. Those of you any of you that are interested in game dev, right, is that each one of these sets of meshes are a separate draw call. Right? A draw call is where the game engine's going to tell your, through the camera, what it can see, what it can render. It's going to process it through the drawing system before it draws it to your monitor. And it detects geometry, and it says, well, I need to draw that, right? depending on a bunch of things like, oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. I teach this stuff and I can't think of the word. Where one thing's in front of another thing, right? And we don't have to draw it, right? Culling. Anyway, after all the culling and all that stuff goes, basically it's going to go, for every one thing of things here, it has to loop through and has to decide, well, I need to draw that thing. So what we do, or what we're doing right now, is that we didn't tell our modeler to set this up like that. So I'm using a little tool that combines skinned meshes. So skinned meshes are ones that can have UV weighted for rigs on them, so that they like the mesh will bend as sort of a bone gets animated or whatever. Right, so that's the difference between a mesh and a skinned mesh. Skinned meshes are made for, moving as that stuff happens. So what we're going to do is combine them, because we want one draw call, not 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And that will reduce the time it takes to draw something, which will increase our frame rates, especially when you have multiples of these, right? So if I had 100 fish that the camera has to draw, right, it's going to draw 400 call passes on that's every single piece of geometry. Well, if I combine them up now, I reduce by lots and lots of draw calls. Okay, so we're going to start there. So what we have to do is, with this little tool, is I have to go ahead and put on the animator component onto my base. Does it have... the test fish controller needs to go away. It has a rigid body, which we'll come back to later because we do need that, but it has the animator on it. Some of them do, some of them don't, depending on what Sarah did when she tested them on her end before she gave them to us to put into the game. And there's the animator. So then we're going to put that little tool on here, which is a skinned mesh renderer, or skin mesh combiner, sorry. The skin mesh combiner uses the animator to go through, because the animator knows the bone structure. Okay, so it says, hey, these are the things that it can detect, all the geometry, and so all these things are going to get combined into one thing. So I'm going to combine these meshes. There I have combined meshes, and this geo is now useless, so we'll turn that off. These are already turned off, yeah, okay. So I've got my combined meshes there. He's only got the one material on him, which makes this nice and easy, rather than the two materials for the eyes. Sometimes Sarah made them separate, sometimes she put them together, I think depending on what was more convenient for her. All right, so we've got that stuff there. So now we're going to go back here, and we're going to put on the rigid body. Rigid body is already there. This is a small fish, so he's going to have a mass of 1. He's got 0 angular drag, 0.5. He uses center mass, yes, yes. Gravity does need to be on. It's funny that she didn't have gravity on, because I know she was testing these. And is kinematic, is false. I do want this thing to move around. Pardon me. Kinematic says, does physics apply to this thing or not? Kinematic true means that it does not. So we definitely want physics going here. We want to interpolate for the interpolation system. Interpolate means it's basically just a short math equation of calculating sort of generally we think of it through distance, but it doesn't have to be distance. It's just halfway between two math numbers, right? So off the top of my head, 1 minus u times 0.1. Anyway, I can go look it up. I'm not going to look it up right now. All my 280 students right now are going, you're supposed to know it. Because I don't make them memorize it, but I expect them to know it. Oh, this needs to be discrete and not continuous. All right. So anyway, interpolate just means how is it going to move between two sort of points when you do your movement stuff based off of the physics system. There's interpolate and extrapolate. Extrapolate means go past certain known points, either above or below. Interpolate just means stay within the bounds of the two points. Okay, so that is that there. So rigid body's done. Animator we're not using. We'll come. Actually, it is time to look at the. Turn that off. Let's move that there. So we've got the crest simple floating object. Actually, let's move that up. There. There we go. The rigid body. Now we got the crest simple floating object. Crest is our ocean renderer system. So this is how this guy is going to behave in the water. That's right, that's right. Object width. This guy is definitely less than 0.5 actually might be right. The way that I measure width here is simplest to just add a cube. 0, 0, 0. Not 1, 0. 0. And just see how my fish width here is, because that is a width of 1 cube. So half of that, 35.5 to 0.5, 0.5. His width, yeah, that's about right for this guy. Right, his width this way. That means on the x-axis there. All right, so that's good. I'm going to take that cube out because here the width is 0.5. That's about right. Okay, the force heights offset 0, 3, 2, and 1 is all set. 0.2 is set, and that's good. Okay. Now we add a small fish AI. This is the way that we move our fish around in the water. We actually have two different systems. And I have one that's based off of, this is based off of like waypoints inside of that. Sort of, if you were looking earlier. I don't want to, well, I'll show you later. Basically just waypoints within a sort of cube that he will swim around and pick waypoints between. And then I have another one that's based off of a system called Boids, which is a known sort of computer sciencey type of system for flocking behaviors. So fish, behave very similar to birds and flocking behavior. They just, obviously they move in water, not in air, right? But they follow the same sort of rules. It's a 3-rule system of cohesion, separation, and alignment. Determine some parameters there, and then each fish will think for itself, and then they'll kind of collectively move in sort of schools for our fish. And then I have stuff about like, if you scare them, then they scatter, stuff like that. So I'm gonna have some fish that are set up like that, and some fish that are set up in these particular spots. And I think the particular spots will be definitely useful more for like going to a fishing hole, right? Like a consistent spot that you always know about, versus the wandering fish will be just kind of fun little guys that are hanging out. And we'll definitely add life to the system, because they get scared of the boat. I put that in. Yeah, and the fish will be able to be startled and stuff. Yeah, some of them will, some of them won't, right? So like these guys, this fish AI, the base one, is just for sticking within a confined spot. All right, so this fish AI, now I remember I was having trouble because it's very particular, and I think the simplest thing to do is to just go grab an older fish that I know I've set up correctly, copy his information, and drop it onto this base common ATA that we're making right now. So there, right? Because there's a bunch of fiddly, like this is a long script which has a lot of fiddly stuff in it. Zach did an excellent job setting that up. but because I didn't set it up, I'm not as familiar with it, right? So it's easier for me to just go use something I know is working rather than go fiddling around with all those fiddly little bits. Okay. That's all set up. All right, so now he needs a box collider for him to trigger when he gets caught. And the box collider already is too small, so I need the collider box to contain him so that if any part of him touches the catching part, I want that to trigger. Okay. That's about right. Go up there, and then this is probably too wide. Actually, it's good. I think he's contained. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Then we use the trigger system to send the message that he has been caught. Quit trying to talk to me. I'm busy. Okay. So here's that. And all right, so now we need the water interaction for this guy. So I'm going to go grab a basic prefab that we have set up. Basic water. Oops, I misspelled that. Basic water interaction sphere. Looks like we're going to need a couple for this guy. This just sort of pushes the water around as he swims around. Looks like we need 2 of them. So I'm going to duplicate that one and push this one over there. So now he will have sort of volume, a little more volume for him as he swims around and pushes water around and does his little interactions. Okay, and then on that, there's a script that we need to mess with. We don't need any of this stuff. I do need this. The noise frequency, 3.2 is good. Noise amplitude should be 0.2. The weight should be 0.4. The down multiplier should be 0.4. The object width, I'm going to copy what I did before on the other one, which was 0.5 on there, right? There's simple floating object height, yep, an object width of 0.5. So this one has 0.5. Did it wipe out all that? It did. It wiped out all that stuff, or was I touching the other one? I was touching the other one. Okay, so we'll copy this over. We'll set this and then we'll copy it over. Disable based on height should be true. The height above disable 1. The height below the disable should be 1. Calculate height display. To the object's height to determine if it, this is what I have to ask Zach about. Because again, I didn't write this script. Calculate height discrepancy. Teleport speed 5. That's good. False 70 and false and 0. Okay. So let's copy that. Paste it onto this object. Okay. So those are the same now. All right, now it's time for his material. So she has Smilo base. And we're not going to use those. Oh, look at that. We went way back. Oh, she's not even using the one she had set up. That's funny. Because that's in the base art, not in the prefab version of the art. Right, so this guy is going to get common, right? Oh, that's not a material. That's why. Here. Let's go ahead and rename this AD common. And the Atacommon needs to get switched over to a shader graph, one that we wrote called Fish Shader. And at this point is where I go get the textures. So common. Emission map. Metallic map. Normal map, and we don't have an AO map. That's just, it is what it is. Okay. This is his other big long instruction set. Okay. First we start up with the smoothness. Let's go ahead and so we can see this thing in action. Go to this guy. This guy. He needs that new material that we're working on. So he needs this one. Okay, and then we need to go ahead and edit this. Set his smoothness to what he looks like when he's dry. Somewhere. Yeah, right about there. Okay. Alright, so now we go to the emission fill percent, set it to 1. Now go to the offset, emission offset. Is it fill offset? Yeah, fill offset. Okay, we reduce it down to where he's fully glowing. Actually, I think we can dial that down just a bit because we want it to be right at the point where he there. Right at the point where it gets to stop. Okay. Now we go and set the fish length. In theory, I believe Zach's math looks like this, where we just go 1.61. Oh, he's not supposed to. He's supposed to increase that till he's not glowing. Why isn't that? Oh, because I'm doing it wrong. Right. Set that back to 0. Okay, I did this wrong. Set that back to 0. Set this back to 1. Okay. Now you set this back to 0. Increase this until he's not glowing. Okay. Now go to the emission percentage to 1, so now he glows through that value. Okay. Then you get a new chair. This thing's loud. I was watching back some of the streams and it's like, wow, that is super weird and distracting. You need a better chair. I also need a green screen. But we'll worry about that later. Okay, so now let's set it up so he's glowing. Set the emission base intensity. Or we want it to be like, this is normal glow. Yeah, let's do 10. Here's where we set the color, and this guy is supposed to be gray, because that's common. So 37, 37, 37. Okay. So actually I'm going to bump that up. Yeah, I mean, it's more purpley, but that's fine. Well, I would like it to be more gray. Just because his emission color is, his base is purple, so not much I can do about that. That's too much. 40? Yeah, that's good. Okay. And then go to the emission, set the emission bright percentage to 1. Adjust the intensity here. This is like his overdrive. So we go from a regular intensity up to maxed out intensity. All right, I think that's good. So we set the emission bright percentage back to 0. We set the fill to 0. There's our base fish. He'll go like that, and then when he does his extra moves, he kicks up his bonus brightness. Co-stream is working great. Awesome. Thanks, Zach. I'm keeping an eye on it. It looked like I had it set up okay. I need another monitor though, because you're starting to be like, I have all these chats going on and all this stuff. Like, it's plus your instructions, plus your, what you're working on. Or not instructions, but my note, right? The notes that I use to reference. Okay, so some value. So we're back to 0 and 0. I have 2 right now. I need a third one, apparently. Or I guess one of those really, really ultra wide ones. Then I can do like. Okay, so now we are on the rain. So set the rain controller to 1. Where the water texture is flying down him. And rain tiling. Let's go bump that up just a bit. 2, yeah. Oops. 2, yeah, it's a little better. Okay. Rain speed. Yeah, I think that's good. Leave that. All right, so we're done. So we set the rain controller back to 0. And there he is. Okay. We're done with that part. We go back over here. And this guy's small, so we don't have to worry about the cross-form stick points. All right, so he needs a splash handler. So here, he needs a splash handler. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, I've watched Dan try and deal with a ultra wide. It just seems more convenient to have a couple monitors so you can kind of just like throw things up, especially for streaming. I think you're right. For streaming, is much more convenient to have separate monitors for stuff. Okay, so splash handler. Splash. Nope, nope, not that. Splash handler. All right, and the splash handler needs these. Never. Small splash. I don't know. Let's give him a B. Variant B. He's not a medium, he's not a large, so we can leave that off. Really what I should have done, we should have just made the splash prefab and you just drop whichever size you want on it, but whatever. I suppose that means we could kind of get creative with some stuff, so I guess we'll just leave it. Okay, so now we need the water drip. This guy is a small, so he gets water drip small. And we need this generation box a little bit more down here. This is a super small box. I need to actually change the chat box so it's a little bigger. We do this, and then this. There, that's much easier. Yeah, send me the link for that, Zach. Ooh, a 165 refresh. That's pretty nice. I got Brandon one of those, and it was expensive at the time. So, yeah. Okay, so here's our water drip. I think that's good. It's mainly coming off here, not really coming off the tail, and that's fine. Yeah, so I think that's good. Should we reduce the amount of drips? He's kind of a big guy, so I think that's probably about right. Alright, and this guy needs to be tagged as a fish. So he triggers catching. Yeah, a second 165. Pretty nice. Two 32-inch 165. That's pretty slick setup. Okay, so there's that. He's tagged. And now we are ready to duplicate this guy. Okay, because this is common, but I'm not going to name. He needs to get renamed because he's not a Smilo anymore. This guy is a, what do they call him? T8. Comment. Yep. Rename the file. Okay, so he is set. So now we duplicate this guy. Common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. Oh, we have the special in here, so it'll be a shiny. For now, I'm calling it shiny, just for lack of a better word. Okay, so let's just rename these guys right now. There's the uncommon. Rare. Epic. Legendary. shiny. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go, gosh darn it, go into the materials. We can get rid of these. Well, I guess I can just leave them for now and then we'll get rid of them later. Commons, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, shiny. You guys get to hear my dogs bark. I don't know what they're barking at. Probably a neighbor walking by. Rare. Epic. Legendary. Shiny. Alright, so now what we can do is go apply them. So this is the uncommon. We'll have uncommon. And rare gets the rare. Epic. I'll tell my dog to be quiet. Oh, I mistyped that. Repic. Guess I should. Let's go ahead and rename that. Epic. Legendary. Oh, hey. Oh. So legendary. And the shiny. Gets the shiny. Then we just go and change the materials. So that's the common. Let's go do the uncommon. Version, metallic, or normal. And here, his color. Let's see. Go back to this page because it has my color encoding. Is 0, 50, and 0. Oh, we need to be on that guy to be able to see this in action. So this is uncommon, right? Oop, I'm gonna have to take a call. I'll be right back, everybody. Okay. Sorry about that. Had to take that call. This is all Zach chatting at me? Yeah. Cool. Thanks for the link, Zach. All right. So, where did I leave off? Yeah. Working on... What's this guy? Uncommon. So, I think... Did I set up all that? Green. I mean... I'd like that to be brighter. Let's go full freaking neon. Yeah. Full neon. I love it. Okay, so there's that one. Uncommon. We gotta do rare. So rare. Oops, we're locked in there. And there's that. He's got the rare one here. We're gonna go ahead and swap this out with the rare textures. So that one. Okay. And rare's color is supposed to be blue. That'll be interesting here. This might not work for this guy. 0, 75, 255. A lot more green than it is blue because she did yellow. Let's see if we can get it to something that works a little better. Oof. I mean, that's best we can do to get blue because of that yellow emission. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. So there's that. Switch it back to 0. I almost forgot. Actually, I need to go back and make sure that those materials aren't set to be on uncommon. Yeah, I left it on. We just did rare. Set to 0. Okay, so now we're ready to go. Who was that? That was rare. Let's do epic. 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 Lock you there. Go get your right textures for epic. You get that one. And you get emission. And you get metallic. I don't know why I keep switching those because they're the same pretty much. Oh, I didn't understand what you meant there, Zach, when you said to have you drop in on that chat. Sorry about that. I had to take that call. It was a personal call. Okay, so his color. He is epic. It's supposed to be purple. It is purple already. So the purple we have dialed in is 255, 0 and 255. And oh yeah, I like it. Okay. So that, oops, let's set that back to 0. And just legendary left. Unlock that. Your legendary. Get your textures for legendary. Again, I don't know why I'm switching. Well, the emission actually does make a difference, but the metallic and the normals are all the same. But just in case you did something different on them. Yeah, we'll have to practice that, Zach, next time. So I could get that set up so it's not just a silence for 6 minutes while I take that call. Okay, legendary is supposed to be a kind of yellow, orange, goldish type thing. 45, 75, 0. Let's brighten that up. Let's make it really nice. Yeah, like that. Oh, I like that. That's a really nice one. Okay, so there's that one. Now all we have left is the shiny, which I don't even have I don't have the generation of that in the game just yet. As far as like the spawn percentages set up, so we'll have to think through that and see how we want to get that in. Although I think the concept was for those ones that they're going to be super special and we're going to hand place them. Maybe we'll see. We shall see. You guys are going to get what you get. Textures. This is the shiny. That. The emission. And that one. And the normal, which is generally the same. Oh, that one actually was a little different. That's funny. Well. And then the shinies. What did I do on the other one? I should go back and look at that real quick. Who else had a shiny? Yeah, his color. Kind of yellow, but the legendary is also kind of yellow, I think. Oh, it's just a brighter. Okay, so we'll try and go bright. Just something nice and bright. For that guy. Something super bright. That's pretty good, maybe. You know what we ought to do, Zach, is kind of change the emission color too while we do that. It'd be like a weird kind of just as it like have it just like loop around. Be like, ooh, look at all the weird colors this one has. But it doesn't work very well for our color coding. I think I'm going to go a little bit more green with this guy. And then I'll tone the legendary down just a bit. Let's switch over so we can see it in action. Dang it, I keep doing that. It's simpler to do that. Okay, so what did I say? I was going to tone this down just a bit. Yeah, right? That looping rainbow type thing, that would be really cool, right? I think people would really dig that. Right? Because I think it would be easy too, right? We just have we just lerp like between these colors and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I said I was going to tone this down just a bit. Let's make it a little bit more that so that the shiny really kind of can be shiny. Actually, I'm going to drop that on a Trello card because otherwise I'm going to forget that, Zach. So this will be like an optional thing. Mm. You were doing it? Well, well, I'm already typing, so it's fine. Or are you just going to do it? Are you sitting there? Are you working right now? To rotate through colors for shiny fish, like rainbow. And put us both on that, because we could both do that pretty easily. It's just a matter of sitting down to do it. So whoever gets to it first. And it's also optional, so it's not like we have to do it, right? Just be a cool thing I think people would really appreciate. Okay, yeah. I mean, go for it. In fact, you could probably take over stream in a little bit, because I'm going to have to prep for my next meeting. It's kind of a big one, so when you want to take over stream, just let me know. I'm just sitting here working on cranking through fish. We got to get set up. This is the annoying part of game dev, is like doing shit you don't want to do. I gotta make myself do this stupid setup stuff, or I'd rather be coding stuff. Okay, so in theory now, or ata, ata, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll let the players decide. You're not going to stream today? Yeah, okay. Sounds good to me. Okay, so I think in theory he's done. We just got to test him now. So to get him tested, I have to do some adjustments to our data file. All right, look at this. We're up to 45. It'll be a lot more than that now. Plenty of fish. Let me put it that way. We're getting up there. It's good. Can't wait to get these into the game for you guys. Although we kind of have to decide, Zach, a little bit what we're going to do about demo, right? Like, demo shouldn't be the full game. You know what I mean? Like, demo should be a portion of the game, and enough so that you want to play it. And like maybe we get you up to, I don't know, like we need to get you to play to fight the kaiju, the big boy, but like letting you do all the things is not what we need to do. So anyway, just something to think about for later. All right, so we are working on the ata. Where's he at here in my list? There he is. Cut that out, and we're going to place it up here. And I got to renumber these. 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. We're up to 50 fish now that I've got implemented of the 126, roughly, give or take some, because we have the shinies that are not in that list. Okay, so this guy is a small, and that looks all good. Yep, all that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to download as a comma separated value. We're going to go ahead and overwrite the one that's there. And we're going to go into the resources folder. Look at all these versions of the fish folders as I go. And drop the new one in. It's there. Drop you in. So now you will do that, and then we just have to go into the fishing stuff, go to the demo. get rid of that so I can see chat and everything. Into the demo. Let's unlock that. And here we have to add 44. So where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more spots. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go grab those prefabs that we just made. Prefabs. And we go common. And uncommon. And rare. And epic. And legendary. Okay. And then we're just going to go here. I'm going to do a new spawn settings. Nope, that was the wrong. I keep doing that. I keep doing the wrong. That's a resource spawn set, and we don't want that. We want a fish spawn setting. Fish spawn setting. This will be fish region, fish spawn settings only. Okay. I'm going to copy his name so I don't get this right. Don't mess this up. Again, this was a bad idea to do it that way, but we have to do it that way only because of the nature of loading strings from a file. Let's do 20 of these. Go to this guy, grab our new drop it on here. Okay, so now in theory, we should get our new little guy. Okay. There they are, swimming around. Oh, here he comes. Ow. How'd I miss that? I hit the wrong button is what I did. That's a new bug, Zach. Our camera is spinning in circles. Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't. That was weird. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh. Come on. Come here. You are fighting me. You're a feisty dude. Oh, I did that one. Come here. Come here. Come on. That's bull. I did that one. Come here. Come here. No, no. These guys are feisty. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Oh, man. Come here. Come here. Aha. And we caught him. No, I was not talking to you, I promise. Every time I do this, Zach, I want to put this. I want to do the spinning again because I want to look at these guys. Look at his little tail. That's really good. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, go to my tank. All right, cool. Okay. I think we just have it disabled. I think we just have to turn it on, but we disabled it for some silly reason. We were, I'm sure, testing something and just needed it to be turned off. Ooh, okay, so there's the. How many more of these do I have to do? Let's go ahead and stop that. Let's look at our list. Okay, because I think I'm getting close on the small, so that's good. This guy's done. This guy's done. I think the Flamander needs a redo. Does he have... Okay, so let's really quickly look. Does he have his combined geo or not? He does not have his combined geo, which tells me he's probably not set up with the correct shader. Yeah, I don't think that he is. This guy's not even tagged as a fish, so something's wrong here. Yeah, this guy, I have to redo. Okay, so I got to redo the Flamander. I got to redo the Puff Puff. I know that. The crab. You guys are going to love the crab. So I'm blocking the crab right now because you guys can't see him. I'll pull it up so you guys can kind of see him over my thing. But this guy's going to be awesome. The crab and the snail. You know how damn cute Sarah made that guy. That is ridiculous. Those are going to be great. But those are not fish. Those are collectible dudes. Little dudes hanging out in stuff, right? So we got to figure out how to do that. I think, Zach, I think that should be the crane picking those guys up, but that's something we got to talk about. All right, I have lots of stuff to prep for today before my meeting. So I am gonna knock off here a little more earlier than I normally do, but you did get to see me set up our Ata'a. I don't know, however you guys want to think about it. He's a thin boy. That guy's so cool. Oh, I forgot to say, okay, before I leave, I gotta do that. That was a mess up. His material was set, and I didn't turn his bright percent back up. Okay, let's go through these. Make sure 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think this is a good spot for me to stop, so I can grab something to eat before I head out and prep for my meeting. Yeah, so cool. Thanks for joining me. We knocked out one fish. We've got, well, let me quickly. That's what I was doing. I got to do that guy. I got to redo that guy. So those are two that got to get redone. The crab and the snail got it redone, but everybody else is done. So we're getting through the smalls after that. They have to redo the clamp jaw. A lot of these big guys. Octopod's got to get redone. The sharks got to get redone. I'll show you guys, preview that for you guys. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. Those are going to be fun. All right, so we've got all of those to do, and then we got a bunch of larges to do, which we haven't even messed around with. So, yeah. We'll have to put on just medium to test them to make sure that I got them all set up before we then set up the programming half of the large guys. All right, so that's where I'm going to sign off for today. Thanks everybody for joining me. Super appreciate it. If you haven't wishlisted Kaiju Fishing, go wishlist it. And we hope to see you soon. My next stream is going to be Wednesday. Zach may drop in here or there whenever he decides that he wants to stream. So keep your eyes peeled. Go to the Discord server, join the Discord server, and we will send announcements there. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take it easy.